Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm your host, Lynelle Ellis, and I'm very glad that you've tuned into the show today. You know, I'm not wearing what I usually do for this show. I've got my cowboy boots on, and I've got my boots here because it's the time for the Walla Fair and Frontier Days. And on the show today, I am going to be interviewing Greg Lybeck, who is the Fairgrounds General Manager. So glad that he's willing to come in and talk with us about some of the things that are brand new at the Walla Fair this year. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that interview. And also, we have some important things to share with you during our station news segment. First of all, though, let's begin with our devotional time. I would like to talk with you today about prayer. We've been thinking about prayer here in our community maybe a little bit more than we usually do because the Upper Columbia Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, at least the church where I go, they've been telling us about this 40 days of prayer that they are sponsoring. And even if you're not a Seventh-day Adventist, you're probably really familiar with the idea of 40 days of prayer. It's a pretty common theme and a common idea within Christianity. And it just happens to be that this group that I belong to is focusing on this idea of 40 days of prayer coming up really soon. In fact, the day that this first airs will be the very first day of those 40 days of prayer, September 1, 2022. So this will go from September 1 through October 10 with this special focus on spending some time in prayer. And I think that it's such a wonderful theme and a great thing for us to all be involved with. Every single one of us can participate in this 40 days of prayer in one way or another. We can sort of go along with the program that they're offering, which is called Vertical. And of course, that's about getting our vertical connection with God through prayer, right? Or we can participate just on our own, putting a special focus on prayer time with God for these 40 days. If you do want to join with the group of us who are participating with the Upper Columbia Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, you can do that by going to this website, www.uccsda.org/vertical. And that's a way that you can have all the materials that they're providing day by day. There's going to be something that comes to your inbox and email if you ask for it, that every morning will come and be there for you. It's going to come like at 1 in the morning or something, so that by the time, whatever time it is you get up, even if you're one of those really early risers, you can look at that email, see what the prayer focus for that day is, and participate along with others. And I was just looking through some of the materials this morning, looking through some of the materials having to do with this. And of course, there's some information about 40 days of prayer and the dates. And then I was also looking at information about some upcoming events that go along with it. So if you're online or if you're getting that information through the website that I just gave you, you're going to find out that there's some special events happening in September, in October, and even in January, a follow-up to this, some special events with various speakers who might be focusing on prayer. Speakers like Pavel Goya, Randy Maxwell. So some information that you'll definitely want to find out about, that these two guys that I just mentioned are kind of known for their interest in prayer and spending time in prayer with God and really, really connecting with Him. They're both powerful prayer warriors. So this has all sounded like a promo so far, hasn't it? Rather than really a devotional thought. But I thought it would be really great for us to have that challenge that each of us could focus on this 40 days of prayer. And now just to get into the subject of prayer a little bit more. I also found a list of Bible prayers that are recorded in the Bible, and they have there on their website 15 Bible prayers, and I'm sure there are more, but these are some of the best known prayers in the Bible, like Jabez's prayer, Hezekiah's prayer, Hannah's prayer, several prayers of Jesus, Daniel's prayer, a couple prayers of David, Solomon, Paul, Jonah, the criminal, that as in thief on the cross, tax collectors, Stephen, and of course the Lord's Prayer. So I'm going to enjoy spending some time looking at these prayers that are recorded in the Bible. And for whatever reason, my mind finds it fascinating to actually look back at people long, long ago who had close and intimate relationship with God, and to actually be able to read the prayers that they prayed seems like such a glimpse into that spiritual history, such a treat to be able to read those words, especially the prayers of Jesus, of course. I thought maybe we would just look at a couple of these today here on the show. And the first one is Daniel's prayer for forgiveness. And this comes from Daniel chapter 9. And some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with this prayer. We're not going to look at every verse here, but verses 4 through 6, 9 and 10, and 18 and 19 of Daniel's beautiful, beautiful prayer. It says this: I prayed to the Lord my God and confessed, Lord, the great and awesome God who keeps his covenant of love with those who love him and keeps his commandments. We have sinned and done wrong. We have been wicked and have rebelled. We have turned away from your commands and laws. We've not listened to your servants, the prophets, who spoke in your name to our kings, our princes, and our ancestors, and to all the people of the land. The Lord our God is merciful and forgiving, even though we have rebelled against him. We have not obeyed the Lord our God or kept the laws he gave us through his servants, the prophets. Give ear, our God, and hear. Open our eyes and see the desolation of the city that bears your name. We do not make requests of you because we are righteous, but because of your great mercy. Lord, listen. Lord, forgive. Lord, hear and act. For your sake, my God, do not delay, because your city and your people bear your name. What a beautiful prayer. And maybe we all really can connect and resonate with this prayer, because every one of us, unfortunately, has had to go to God numerous times with this prayer of repentance and forgiveness, asking, confessing where we've been wrong and asking God to forgive, and benefited from his great mercy in our own lives. So it's good to read that prayer that is recorded there for us that Daniel shared. And then I thought maybe we'd also look at the Lord's Prayer. Is it too familiar? Is it so familiar that we don't even know how to process the words to it anymore? Hopefully, as we read it together right now, we'll be able to just kind of step back a little bit. And even though it's very, very familiar, we'll be able to think about what's actually being said in this model prayer that Jesus gave to us in Matthew 6, verses 9 through 13. He said, "In this manner, therefore, pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen." One of the prayers that is suggested in this 40 Days for Prayer initiative is a walking prayer. And I was really interested to see that, because that's something that I actually enjoy quite regularly. I walk or ride my bike almost every morning, and when I'm walking, it's not quite as easy when I'm riding my bike, but especially when I'm walking, I really find myself enjoying the time with God, praying and talking through the things that are on my mind. And several years back, I decided to try going through the Lord's Prayer, but expanded. So just taking the themes of this model prayer and letting them be expanded as I pray. So, for instance, it starts, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." So it's about praising God and thinking about how wonderful he is and how sovereign he is. And then moving into, "Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven," and making that really personal. Your will be done in my life, in my heart. And then "Give us this day our daily bread." It's an opportunity to pray about whatever concerns we have about our financial situation, about what needs we have physically and spiritually, for that matter as well. And "Forgive us our debts." And that's a good opportunity to think through, where have I wronged somebody over the past little while? What needs to be forgiven? And who do I need to forgive as we forgive our debtors? And it's about relationship. And it's time to kind of in that part of my prayer, think through how relationships are going in my life and pray through whatever issues there might be. And do not lead us into temptation. That's a chance to pray for that protection from evil and from temptations for myself, for my family. And then, of course, the final part, for yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. And that's back to praise and looking at how awesome God is. So, yeah, it's a joy to do that walking and talking to God prayer as I'm out on my walks in my community. So I hope that you'll join me in this challenge for 40 days of prayer. We all need prayer, and we need that connection with God. It's life-changing to spend time being closer connected to Him. So once again, if you'd like to be part of this sort of group movement with the 40 Days of Prayer, you can join that at www.uccsda.org/vertical. 40 Days of Prayer, September 1 through October 10. All right, well, that's our challenge, and may it be a really good 40 days for us. I invite you to stay tuned because I will be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now is Greg Lybeck, who is General Manager for the Fairgrounds, and it is just really great to have you on the program today. It's timely because the fair is happening as this interview airs. We are just getting started with the fair, and it's one of the most favorite events of our community, and so I'm happy that you're able to share with us about that today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
First of all, I just want to know what's new. What's new this year?
Oh boy, we have an ag project that we've done on the west part of our grounds, which is a new entrance, new gates, new asphalt all the way from Titan all the way up to the other part of the grounds. So we're more secure, more safe, and better for ADA traffic. New parking lots for them too. So
really
that's really a good project for us.
And when you say it's an ag project, what does that mean?
We got a grant from the Department of Ag, so we didn't have to pay anything. We got a $250,000 grant to make all this happen. So it's different. It's a change. Not all people will like it, but it'll be good. It's good for our fair for the long term.
Sure. And also, when you say we got a grant, I know a lot of work goes into that. Yeah. Behind the scenes, you don't just get a grant. You have to do a lot of work to apply for it. And
right.
Yeah.
We did. We had to apply for it. We had to have all our ducks in a row. We had to have our information for them, and they base it on a lot of things, but safety and security are two of them, and I think so our grant and ADA, our grant really fit what they wanted to do. So it was a good project for us, and we finished it about a week ago. So
it was just barely done.
One of two big projects. The other one is our viewing platforms, which is new this year, and it goes 270 degrees. It's about 16 foot above the dirt.
So this is at the grandstand?
In the grandstands,
okay.
Yeah. So it'll be used for demo derby and 3 nights of rodeo. It's pretty spectacular. There's when people see it and they haven't seen it, they're going to say, "Wow, what happened here? When did this happen?"
Yes.
But we have 59 boxes, and we're sold out of those right now, so we're happy about that.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Well, actually, those events do sell out in general. They do. I know we tried to get some tickets to the demo derby, and that was not happening. They were gone already.
No, demo derby, I think in the grandstands, we were sold out maybe about a week ago, I think. And now we have some pit passes on the backside, but we do have some standing room only in what we call the Coca-Cola Let 'em Kick Corral. So there's about 250 left in the standing room, and it's a great area. If you don't want to sit, it might be the best view of the whole fair.
Oh, that's good to know.
So yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that are new. What else? I know there's some what we might consider maybe smaller but kind of important things.
Yeah, I think for us, we're trying to put a little bit more detail in it. Last year we rushed into it with COVID and not having a lot of time, but
we were just grateful to have a fair last year.
Yeah, we were happy to be able to do it and happy people could come, and they were happy to be there too, I think. So that was all great. But we've done an information booth this year that we're going to put in place, and so we're going to have some of our merchandise there, but we're going to be there to answer questions, because I think a lot of people come on, they want to know what is where and what time it is. So we're going to have day sheets that we hand out with maps to them, and we're going to answer their questions. We also have 35 A-frames that are going to direct people around our grounds, and they're going to be in English and Spanish, telling them what's happening, and so they can go into buildings and see everything that we have going on at that time.
Great, I like it. Just more information for us at the fair. We don't have to wander around and wonder what, and we can easily see where we want to go?
I think last year we didn't have A-frames, so we made 35 of them this year in the winter. So they're ready to go. They're all numbered. They all have a spot. We have to they have different messages on them every single day. Some is the same message, but some are different every day. So we're getting prepared to put those out every day, and I think it will help guide people around our grounds, which I think is important.
And isn't there going to be a fair newspaper as well?
There is. This will be year 2 of our Frontier Times. It's written by a person I've known for a long time. He came in and started it last year, and so yeah, he will be doing it. I think we'll put it online, but we make copies every day and give them out to all the exhibitors, all the vendors, and people like it. It's stories about what's happening on the fair, so it's a fun thing.
That's really special. That feels old-fashioned in the best kind of way. I love it.
Yeah, I think it is. We don't produce a whole lot of them, but I think for the people that want them on the grounds, they want to make sure they can get their Frontier Times every day. So it's not a lot of reading. It takes you about 3.5 minutes, but it's fun.
Yeah, and our fair is old. How long? How many years?
Yeah, we're 156 years old this year,
Incredible.
and we're the oldest fair in the state of Washington, and so we're pretty proud of that. I think we go back to 1866 when the first fair was put on by people from Walla, putting on their agriculture displays for people to see. So, and that's what a fair is. Even from back in that part, it's all about displaying the agriculture that they have in that area and the different things like that. And they've evolved in different things, but I think they've survived for so many years because of the roots to agriculture and the communities that they're in.
Sure, and we have lots of exhibitors from the community. Indeed.
Yeah, we have huge participation. I mean, we have our livestock barns are pretty full with beef and goats and sheep and rabbits. And this year we don't have poultry here, but we're still exhibiting. Poultry has had the bird flu, so they're not going to be there in person, but we're going to still judge them.
Yes.
And have them show without their birds. But we have a lot of still life too. So in the still life is art, it's rocks, it's all kinds
flowers
of stuff.
as well?
Flowers, yeah, our flower building's pretty darn good. I think last year we had some people rate us, and it came in pretty high on what they saw at our fairgrounds. So, which we're gonna get graded by the fair commissioner this year. We didn't officially get it last year, but we had one that I knew that came in just to do it, just to kind of see. So we're preparing to have education, everything, signage, education. And so we're excited about that, to see what they think about our fair. It won't all be good, and that's how we improve, by learning some of those things.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's good to have that opportunity though to find out
Right.
what others from outside think.
Yep.
And then of course we have our exhibit hall where there are vendors
Correct.
or those
Commercial vendors
Yeah.
and just nonprofit
And
groups
nonprofits,
that are telling you about their story, what they're doing, and that building is in the pavilion, and we have booths set up all the way around and in the interior. So it was about half set yesterday, so I'm sure they're going crazy today trying to get everybody set, because today is the day before, so it's a traffic jam down there all day. But
and do we still have upstairs photography and sewing and baking and all those things?
We do, and I think in credit to all of those people, they are set up. They're kind of ready to go. So I think if we started a fair today, it would be ready. But I think it's worth looking at all that, because there's just a lot of skill that people turn in, and different ages do it, and it's a competition. So fair's a competition too. So they're getting how did your photo do? How did your cookies do? How did this do? So I mean that's what makes it fun, I think.
I think that's fun for all ages. I know kids really get into it.
Yeah.
Really enjoy bringing their stuff in.
I think if they paint rocks, they get a free ticket in too. And if you exhibit something, you get a free ticket into the fair, which is important to get people back who are participating in our fair. So we do well with exhibits, both live and still, and so we're happy about that. And it's all about education too, so we hope we're educating the fairgoer coming in on all the different aspects of agriculture or whatever it might be.
Yes,
So.
yes, really important. And it's important in our region as well. I mean, we are agricultural in so many ways here in this community. So.
Correct. We have feature crops, and we've got our best foot forward to do a feature ag exhibit, and we do it every year. So I hope that's going to be in the pavilion before you go right at the main entrance. So that's it's canola this year, and we'll pick something different every year. But anyways, and then we'll display them out and about. But I think we're about two things. The fair's mission statement is a lot of words about county and city and all this different stuff, but it's mainly about we're there to entertain and to educate.
Yes.
And I think that's what our goal and our mission is. So hopefully when people come in, we can do both of those things for them.
Yes, and we love learning while we're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All humans like that.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of things to see, a lot of entertainment to see too, which will be interesting this year, different.
Yeah, so we will have, in addition to music, you were naming some other things that are going to be there.
Yeah, we have the general music where we're going to have at least a couple acts on every single night, starting about 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then after the grandstands gets out, we have Brothers Osborne, which we're really excited about first night. They're just off a Grammy win. They're 4-time Country Music Awards Duet of the Year. They play all kinds of stuff. So we're excited about them. But we have someone named Hillia Hula, and she's a hula hoop extraordinaire.
Okay.
And so she's going to be working nights, and she's in the dark, and her hula hoops are LED. And so they're lights, and she does up to 40 at a time.
Whoa.
So she's not going to be on stage. She's just going to be out on the grounds moving around. So she's going to find people in different areas because we make people come to our stage, and everything's in one area. We have something called Dangerous Feats. They're going to climb ladders, tie each other up, balance lawnmowers on their nose, juggle knives, eat fire, and plus they're funny.
Okay.
And so a couple more that we had Matt Baker, and he's a comedian, but he also does some extraordinary different stuff. He's been on the Tonight Show, so he'll be on the Pepsi stage, and he's going to be both funny and entertaining and exciting too. But the last one we have that we're excited about is Gaskell Green, and she's a comic, but she's also a ventriloquist. And she can put on a show for 4-year-old kids in 1 second and walk away and do an adult show the second. So she's going to both be doing roving acts, and she's going to be on her stage. So, and she can do her acts in both English and Spanish. So if we have Spanish crowd, we'll do it in Spanish at that time. So.
Fun stuff. And of course, we will have some rides on the Midway. As always, I know, especially a few teenagers I know save up some money to do a few of those.
we had a flash sale on not long ago and sold quite a few wristbands for that. So we do a few of those, and we have some on sales. But Davis Shows is our carnival. They've been our carnival for a long time, and they're a great partner and do a great job. And we're excited to have them there. They're close to set up, so they come in, and they do this all over. So they don't know what they're doing. They pull their stuff in, it's set up, they move their trucks out, they're ready to go. So
absolutely,
it's fun to work with someone you don't have to do much with. They just do it.
They just do it for you.
Yeah.
And there'll be food available, of course.
Oh, lots of food. That's the best part of a fair for some people, and
Yeah.
I think we have some new food booths this year. We have some fruit type drink stuff, some ice cream. We do have some of the ribs and some of the barbecue and some of that stuff back. We're excited about what we have this year. I think our food booths are going to look good. A lot of new ones. A lot of our vendors have upgraded their booths into new booths, so it's going to be a lot of flash, but they're also very good at what they do. So, you got to eat if you're going to come to the fair, and there's just so much to pick from is a problem sometimes.
Absolutely, and for me, my favorite, I'm just going to let everybody know, is the goat barn. I love goats.
Yeah.
I really do. I had some goats as a kid, and I almost could say I go to the fair to see the goats. Then there's a lot of other great stuff too.
Yeah, they were in the new barn last year. So they're in that barn again this year.
Okay.
And then they've redone it a little bit and changed things around a little bit. So the superintendents for the goats really work hard, and it's going to be a good exhibit in there.
It's just great. It is great to see all the animals actually.
Yeah, and goats are playful, so you can watch goats for quite a while because they're pretty entertaining.
They are.
So.
They're fun. So the fair dates. Let's just remind everybody the dates, and then maybe what it costs to get in, that sort of thing.
We start this Wednesday, and price is $7 for seniors and juniors, and $12 for adults. The first day is free until 3 o'clock. So there is no fee. You come and you walk in. The gate's free. We'll count you, but we don't charge you.
Okay, so that's August 30.
That's 31st. The
31st. Sorry, 31st.
Is a Pepsi day. So Pepsi sponsoring that day, and then everybody gets let in free until 3 o'clock, and then we start charging. So for people that don't want to pay, that's a good day to get there. We don't hand stamp till 3 because we don't have those people on, but. So we do that, and the rest of the fair starts at 11, ends at 11 until we get to Friday. It's 11 to midnight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Sunday, our Friday is Kids Day, so I think it's a $3 ticket if you're 3 to 12 to ride the carnival rides, and everything is cheaper too, so $3 to get in. So that's a good day. And then farm workers. Yeah, the Yakima Valley Farm Workers Clinic is on the last Sunday, which we do close on the last Sunday at midnight. So.
Great. Okay, so you can get tickets at the gate?
Yes, you can.
Online as well?
You can do both. You can buy them online. You can get them at the gate. If you buy a grandstand show, either Demo Derby, Rodeo, or Brothers Osborne, that ticket gets you into the gate also.
Yes.
So, but we have entrances on both sides of our grounds. Actually, 3 different places where you can buy tickets. New this year are some electronic flat boards that basically you can punch in how many tickets you knew. It'll spit out a receipt and they'll scan you, so you don't even have to talk to someone. So we're getting more to that too.
For the introverts.
But you can buy online too if you don't want to do it, and then they scan your phone when you come in.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Well, Greg, it's just been great to have you tell us about the fair this year. We're excited for it and glad to get these updates.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. So, okay.
And stay tuned. I'll be right back with some station news. Time now for station news. And while we are on the Walla Walla Fair theme, remember Blue Mountain Television is going to be at the fair with our booth there in the pavilion, and that will be August 31 to September 4. And we are looking forward to seeing you visiting us at our fair booth. Also want to remind you that we have a fall fundraiser coming up in November, and the reason I'm talking to you so early about that is because you will not want to miss this. Mark your calendar. We're going to have in person at the Walla Walla Valley Auditorium, Walla Walla Valley Academy Auditorium, November 4 and 5, and our special speaker is going to be Dee Casper. We're also going to have music from Rejoice Trio, so we're really, really excited about that. And then on air for the fundraising part, again with Dee Casper, will be 6 through 8, September 6 through 8. So you want to mark your calendar now. Don't let anything else interfere with what's going to be a really fantastic weekend. And I'm going to have a lot more details about that with you to share. There's actually more exciting stuff in the works, but because I don't have all the confirmations, I can't tell you about it on the air yet till we get all of those things happening. But trust me, it's going to be a fantastic weekend and right into the week with our fundraiser. And the theme is this: happy, healthy, and saved. So what a great theme. Happy, healthy, and saved. I'm so excited about it already and looking forward to that first weekend in November. And may I just remind you that we need your donations. So thank you for the gifts that you give to Blue Mountain Television. You're keeping the station on the air, you're keeping the ministry happening, and we have a lot of exciting things coming up. I'm going to have more updates about that for you next week on this show. So you definitely want to be staying tuned and tune in next time for the program. I'm glad that you watched today, and I will see you next time.